Please, we are streaming live because it's a very important program from Marcel Okocha. I will join him later, but let's just be streaming it now while I'm still working. There.
All right, indeed, we are living in a crazy world. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. This is 12:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and today is the 5th day of December, 2025. Welcome to our live broadcast this afternoon. And this afternoon, we'll be talking about the issue of Sharia law. Sharia law has been like a stumbling block to the progress of a lot of people in Nigeria. Before, we were made to understand that the Sharia law was instituted in Nigeria just for personal reasons, for people's belief, especially in the states in the northern part of the country. And as time goes on, we started seeing different things entirely. And as I speak to you today, we have seen a lot of barbaric things that people have committed in the name of Sharia law. And the questions that people are putting across today is, if we come out to say that Nigeria is a secular state, that Nigeria is a state that allows all belief for religions, why is it that people cannot practice in peace what they believe in some part of the country you call a nation? So with this, the United States of America, as you know, has told the Nigerian government, you must bring to the end of Sharia law, you must abolish Sharia law, you must abolish the law of blasphemy. And a lot of people are kicking against it. And for those of you who do not understand what Sharia law is all about, I think I will make you to understand it in this video. And for those of you who do not know the negative impact Sharia law has caused in this country and why Nigeria must not remain with Sharia law, it's just a matter of two options. Anybody who wants to practice Sharia must have their own country to practice it. You can no longer continue to practice, a law that is not acceptable, that is contrary to the common law of everybody, and you said you belong to that country. It will never happen because Sharia is a tool of so many terrorist groups, including Boko Haram, ISWAP, Mahmouda. They said they want a Sharia state. So they are leveraging on Sharia to commit a lot of atrocities. Now, before Sharia was put into Nigerian constitution, there was a senator and former governor who made sure that, he pushed it very well. He's a Sani Yorima. So let us understand his intention and why they brought Sharia into the Nigeria.
Well, you see, people don't know what Sharia is all about. First of all, Sharia is the principles and practice of Islam. You can't separate Sharia from Islam. They are one and one. So any Muslim who tells you that he doesn't want to live his life according to Sharia, then he's not a Muslim.
Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim in this country.
So, as a leader, governor, chairman, president, you are expected to run your affairs with the dictates of Sharia. So, as a leader, governor, chairman, president, you are expected to run your affairs with the dictates
Just
of Sharia.
listen to this again. Just pay attention.
Says National Assembly shall not make any law that affects Islamic law. This second schedule. So this amendment is against second schedule item 60.
Well, you see, people don't know what Sharia is all about. First of all, Sharia is the principles and practice of Islam. You can't separate Sharia from Islam. They are one and one. So any Muslim who tells you that he doesn't want to live his life according to Sharia, then he's not a Muslim, because he doesn't even know what is Islam. If you are a Muslim, you have to live your life according to the dictates of Sharia. From the time you are born up to the time you will marry, the relationship between you and your parents when you are small, your responsibility to them or their responsibility to you, the relationship between you and your wife, if you marry, how you will marry, your responsibility to your wife, then your responsibility to the neighbors, to the entire society, is all defined under Islam, under Sharia. That is what is called Sharia. It is not just the capital punishment that people are talking about. This is just part of one aspect of Sharia. The major aspect of Sharia is called Mu'amala. That is how you relate with human beings, other human beings. Even
All right, sorry that I interrupted the video. Now, you listen to Sani Yerima. Sani Yerima is one of the pioneers of Sharia into Nigerian constitution. He made a statement that is like his mission statement about Sharia in Nigeria. Okay, he said that it is the ambition. I know that you know the meaning of ambition. When you said, I have the ambition to become a footballer, I have the ambition, that is what you are pursuing. You are putting a constant, like a constant.
Posso raggiungere grandi traguardi anche investendo piccole somme. Con il nostro servizio di consulenza Direct Advisory investi anche con piccoli capitali.
This thing happened, you know the implication, right? Now, the reason why I'm telling you this, they told you that Sharia just belongs for people who believe it, that Sharia will not affect anybody. Sharia is not a bad thing. Somebody should tell me what kept Deborah. Deborah was a girl, a promising young girl. Her crime is that she was born and brought up in Nigeria. She was schooled in a place that have a Sharia law. They said she committed blasphemy and she was stoned to death. So if a Christian could be stoned to death, she was born alive. So if a Christian could be born alive because of Sharia, it's still Sharia for only Muslims. So these are the things I want us to discuss in this video. Don't forget that this is a public opinion platform where people can come and air their view. So you are free to join me live using the link on the comment section. There is a link I pinned there in the comment section. So if you're watching me live, you can join it, because when we close live, you can no longer join us live again. So what I'm trying to say is that if you say that Sharia is just for Muslims, who told you? So why is Sharia affecting Christians? Oh, haven't you seen this issue here? Take a listen.
The recent incidents, the Apple shop controversy. The controversy surfaced recently in Apple District, Abuja, where a man's shop was sealed off by Sharia court over civil dispute. The man, reportedly not a Muslim, claimed he was unaware of any Sharia case against him until his business was locked by court official. The incident sparked outrage on social media and renewed public discourse about legal authority of Sharia court in the Federal Capital Territory, a jurisdiction that operates under secular Nigerian law, not religious law. Legal experts argue that while Muslims in the FCT may voluntarily seek dispute resolution through Sharia courts, those courts cannot impose judgment on non-Muslims. Civil rights groups have since called for clear boundaries to prevent future violations of citizens' rights to religious and legal freedom.
Area Council. I was in my shop 3 months ago. Some people just carry motor gun. That they are for Sharia court of Abigudu. That they are cheap litigation and children visa are also my shop. I told them that I don't have any case with them. Why should they unshun my shop? I built this church in 2012 for our rent. They are one shop in number. I rent one to somebody. They said that person in the shop is showing them credit. I told the person owner, why don't you go back his goods? That the goods inside that shop, they don't care about the goods. They say what they know is they want to open that shop. I said the person should come to the court and tell the people I'm the owner of the shop. I go there, even though I'm a Christian. I told them why should a Christian go to Sharia court? They say I must come if I'm the owner, that they will leave me in my shop and take all the documents to them. Even when I read here, they even see the document, say they will do investigation. All I see today, they just come here, carry paper come, say that I was shot the shop, that they are doing handover because I'm a Christian. Because I'm Igbo, they collect my shop, Sharia court. Even if they will follow the law, as a Christian, what I have to do with Sharia court? They because of what is happening in Nigeria, they carry my case here. Even when I appear, they did not listen to me. They bring the other judge. The judge that wants to say what happened. They remove the judge. Say that in charge of the who the moving judge. They remove the judge. They just collected my goods. my shop for nothing.
Jurisdiction confusion. The Nigerian legal system operates on a dual structure: civil common law and Sharia law. Sharia courts have jurisdiction only over Muslims and matters where both parties voluntarily submit to its authority. However, enforcement agencies and court offices sometimes overstep these boundaries, applying Sharia judgments to non-Muslims or using Sharia-based decisions in mixed communities. These overlapping authorities often result in constitutional breaches, as seen in the Apple case and in the Sunday Jackson verdict. Human rights advocate stresses that such practice violates Section 38 of the Nigerian Constitution, which protects freedom of religion and belief. Why this matters? The Sharia court controversy is more than a legal technicality. It touches on the very fabric of Nigerian unity and diversity. Nigeria is a multi-religious secular nation, and ensuring justice for all citizens requires upholding constitutional safeguards. Supporters of Sharia law insist that it is an integral part of Islamic identity and culture, providing a moral compass for adherents. Yet, critics maintain that when applied beyond its intended scope, Sharia law can become a tool of exclusion and injustice, especially for non-Muslims caught within its.
All right, sorry that I also interrupted the video. I think I've gotten what I wanted to get from the video. As you can see, someone who is not a Muslim was taken to Sharia court, and Sharia court passed a law, and they came to lock his shop. They want to auction his shop. That was from a Sharia court. That was not from a Nigerian court. So if I am here trying to tell you about the implication of having a Sharia law in Nigeria, where you claim to say that Nigeria is a secular state, see, it is time for people to understand that the incompatibility of all these things can never be underestimated. Sharia can never be compatible to normal life of people. And people who say that Sharia is a normal life, I think it is time for they should be confined to a country where they can practice Sharia. Sharia have no place where people who do not know Sharia is. People are being killed. People are being destroyed. Shops are being locked just because of Sharia. You say that Sharia is not for everybody. That was the disagreement that, spiked the Arise News. That was yesterday. I published the video. Where is the video again? Where Ruben Abati said that if you want to talk about Sharia law in Nigeria, there will be problem. And if you want to remove Sharia law in Nigeria, there will be problem. So if there will be problem because I want to talk about what is killing people, what is destroying lives, and there will be problem, hey, it means that the Sharia is actually the problem. Okay? That is to say that the Sharia is actually the problem. Just take a glimpse of what transpired. I've talked about this video before, but for some of you who have not seen it.
The other thing you raised is the Sharia.
Yes.
Now it was Dr. Ebenezer Obadare, he used to be one of our colleagues in those early days, who recommended that two solutions to address the problem in Nigeria. Put pressure on the Nigerian government to do a lot more. Then ban Sharia in 12 northern states and also ban the Isba units.
Yes.
Well, the thing to note is that the Sharia law is in fact in the Constitution of Nigeria. I think I said this about 2 days ago. In sections 275, 279. And its jurisdiction is civil. It's not a criminal orthodoxy, as some people are trying to define it in the United States. It means that the Sharia law can only apply to persons who have elected to be tried under the Sharia law. And we have Sharia Court of Appeal. We have in some of these states, where you have the Sharia. And in any case, it's a federal system.
Yeah.
Some states, that say, oh, we want to adopt this kind of system of law are allowed to do so. But that law should not apply to people who do not subscribe to it. So you cannot use Sharia law now to punish Christians.
Yes, and so
I do not think that President Tinubu has the powers to unilaterally say, oh, he will declare Sharia law unconstitutional. In fact, that would be a prescription for chaos, for conflict. In fact, it will worsen the situation because persons from those 12 northern states and religious leaders who since 1978 Constitutional Conference insisted on the Sharia being accommodated as a personal orthodoxy. They will be the ones to now rise up in arms. So in trying to solve a problem in Nigeria, you create another problem.
All right. You know, we have often seen, like you have said, that the Sharia law should not be used to persecute Christians, right? But we have seen that happen. I think we've discussed this at length, Ayo.
Yes,
even recently, we've seen...
Now it's inching closer.
Yes.
And the truth is that we need to also decide whether or not Nigeria is a secular state or not.
Correct.
If we say that Nigeria is a secular state, then we cannot have sports whereby a particular religious law is allowed. So we need to make that decision. And I did mention at the beginning of this conversation around Christian genocide that we must have uncomfortable conversations around Sharia law in some states. I also believe that it's important to find out to what extent the Christians living in those... we've seen incidents where it crosses over. It always crosses over after a while. And that's where the challenge is. If something was instituted or called upon, if we see that it has a negative effect, we can go back to the conversation, revisit it, and actually find out if it's still working.
Except that Sharia is not a religion.
When it applies to a particular religious group,
the Sharia court.
The Constitution says there shall be no state religion.
Correct.
In any part. And there's no state of Nigeria where they say you must only be Muslims or you must only be Christians.
Yeah, but the point she's making
is a system of judicial administration
that applies to only a particular religious group.
Or whoever submits to it.
Yes.
But it's mainly the religious group.
So let me tell you why she's talking about, why we're talking about this, because only recently I think we saw a man's store that was closed down in Abuja and said it was a Sharia court that repossessed his property, and we have seen some of these.
No Sharia in the EFCT.
Well, that was the conversation.
In the state where it was brought before.
It was brought before,
and so they are inches.
So it was in the state it was brought before.
Closer,
so exactly, because the people that were persecuting were, using the Sharia court to do that. And so, like Ayo has said, this is a situation where these laws are inching and also persecuting people that have not subscribed to it. For example, we saw Deborah, the killing of Deborah, who was blasphemous, and she was killed. She was burned, but she was Christian, and they used the blasphemy law to persecute her. So, these are the sort of conversations that are uncomfortable and need to be had. If we have to revisit the conversation, we should open it again on the table. And this is my thought. The Constitution is being reviewed all the time, Dr. Bat, isn't it?
We're talking about Sharia law. I'm saying it will cause a lot of problems.
Well,
I don't think President Tinubu needs to go in that direction.
Well, that's your advice. But the Nigerian people are saying that these are the conversations.
Sometimes when you think that some people are smart, when you think that some people are actually what you think they are, they will always come out to prove to you that they are not what they are. Now, we are talking about the issue of Sharia law. Look at the crew, Rice crew. They were trying to tell Reuben Abati, come on, look at it. This thing is overstepping. They killed Deborah for this. Sunday Jackson was sentenced to death. They said that it's not Nigerian law they used, even though they went to a Supreme Court, because it was Sharia law that first sentenced him to death. And Nigerian court upheld it. And look at this man in Abuja. Sharia court issued a warrant. They knocked his shop. So where are we going from here? Like what? And one of the things that triggers my emotion is that United Kingdom, whether it is Great Britain or not, every day now they are protesting that they don't want Sharia in their state, as you can see on the screen. They are protesting that they don't want Sharia in their state, they don't want this, but these are the people who came into the country and amalgamated Nigerians. The people, they know that these people don't have the same value, these people don't have the same culture, these people don't have anything in common. See, the incompatibility in Nigeria will never make Nigerian work. The earlier we realize that there is a problem. Now, before some people will get me wrong, I am not trying to say that I hate some people. No, I'm not preaching hate. I'm not preaching religion here. I'm talking reality out of issues. I have good numbers of Muslim friends. They love me and I love them. Do you know why they love me? I don't pretend. And the reason why I love them, they don't pretend. They told me this, that this country one day will become a Sharia country. Do you get it? They told me that one day this country will become a Sharia country, and I don't pretend if I'm telling them what I have in mind. That is the kind of my life. I'm not the kind of person that pretend. Anything in my mind, I speak it out. Okay? So that is the kind of person I am. So if the Great Britain, like what I'm showing you, are protesting every day that they don't need Sharia in the United Kingdom, they don't need Sharia in their country, come on, someone should talk to me. They should understand that the amalgamation of Nigeria, the incompatibility and everything they have done in Nigeria, oh, I'm sorry, these people actually know what they did because they don't want Nigeria to be stable. I hate to be talking about insecurity every day. I hate to be talking about, so many problems. I just want to proffer solutions. I just want to proffer solutions to the problem. So the solution is what we are talking about. Sharia can never exist continuously in Nigeria and you have peace in Nigeria, where Christians and non-Christians and everyone is being killed who violated the law. Imagine I told you the other day what happened in Kano State, how my friend who is a Christian was detained. He's a Christian, but Sharia law detained him. So these are the issues we are talking about, and it has no place. It has no place. So it is the earlier the better people understand that Nigeria is not sustainable with all this kind of rubbish. All this kind of rubbish. My friend wrote me this morning after our discussion. He's a Muslim. He said, Kocha, don't call Sharia law rubbish again in Nigeria. If my fellow Muslim, if they catch you, they will behead you. I say, do you not understand the reason why I am against it? So because I said this law doesn't make sense, you want to behead me? And this is the issue we are talking about, and it has no place in the society. So let me stop talking and start bringing people. Mr. Greg, I think you are forced to be here. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. You can unmute yourself and share with us what you think about Sharia law. Thanks for joining us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mazi.
Twist is arm and of anybody. But what we are seeing in Nigeria, genocide. I don't want to call it Christian genocide, but I will accept the Christian genocide language because it appears to be the language of savior at this point in time, when the Western world are, categorizing it on a Christian genocide. If you ask me what I call it indigenous genocide from the Fulani. That's what is going on. Because the Oba they kill is not sorry, yesterday, what does it call those the chief and all those places? They are not many of them are not Christian, but they are killing indigenous people. So the only way out is to divide the country, because anywhere in the world that your system, your ways of living doesn't match up to the other person, you cannot live together. I'm sorry to just speak it out here. Where we live here, so many people live with other people, live with people, they do things in common with people. But I have never seen anybody so-called Nigerian living with a Senegal person. Why? Why? Because most Senegal people, I'm not being discriminative, but I'm just trying to make the point. But most Senegalese people, they are Muslim, majority of them. And whereby me and you that love life, after Monday, Friday hustling, we go to club by Saturday or Friday evening. We go, we drink, we carry women, come back, we do whatever. This we don't tolerate it. So that's why we don't live with them here. And the same thing is supposed to be applied in Nigeria. You cannot put a law, you call the place a secular state, and you put a law controlling this other side. Why you put law controlling the other side? It doesn't work out that way. So all we need to be doing, you see, the black people as a race, if I may use that language, we are the problem of ourselves, because we kill ourselves. Even when you are trying to save us, we kill you. Like Italian used to say, the mother of imbecile is always pregnant. Do you know why? Because you want to see if you can get good one. And doing that,
the people, the idiots or imbeciles will be increasing. You understand? So there is nothing much to say about that. Tony Nadi, I watched Tony Nadi video this morning. What did he say? He said Nigeria, the Northerners have acceded from Nigeria since they put in the Sharia law. That's what he said. It's only our people not aware of it. That was what he said, and exactly that's how I see it. But the unfortunate thing is that the not up to 1% that is piloting the country that is from our side are supporting this shenanigans. So
All right.
we thank you for all you have been doing, and we ask you to keep it up because when you talk of the news, we don't get anything from. I don't watch Arise News. I hardly watch it unless I see people like you post it when I go and cross and look what is in the picture. But to say I open
Thank you,
Arise
sir.
News, so let's call it a day and keep your work going on. And
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us, sir.
And me too. Yeah.
Okay. Before Obundo, okay, I think it's the turn of Mr. Obundo. Mr. Obundo, thanks for joining us. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Marcel.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We are discussing just the issue of Sharia law. And from the beginning of the program, I showed people this video. I want to show you now because I want you to react to this video. Take a listen.
Well, you see, people don't know what Sharia is all about. First of all, Sharia is the principles and practice of Islam. You can't separate Sharia from Islam. They are one and one. So any Muslim who tells you that he doesn't want to live his life according to Sharia, then he's not a Muslim.
Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim in this country.
So, as a leader,
un giorno volerò tra le stelle con un vero astronauta.
I nuovi traghetti stellari GNV ti portano nel tuo viaggio stellare e i sogni, quelli veri, non devono aspettare. Fino al 9 dicembre. Salpa a bordo.
Ask you a question. And the question I want to ask you, what do you have to say about the imposition of Sharia law on other citizens in Nigeria? Like you have seen the death of Deborah. Deborah was killed because of Sharia, a blasphemy law. You have seen Abuja man that Sharia court issue order for them to lock his shop. So I want you to tell us what you think about this situation.
All right. Thank you so much. Just confirm that you can hear me and my network is not breaking. All right, cool. So, last time I was here, I began building from the place of understanding, and your question you're asking me is, what do I have to say about what's going on? What do I have to say to the people? And I really want to begin with, I appreciate the fact that I have this platform to have a voice to give to the people. And truthfully speaking, I'm very serious about what I'm saying. Though last time when I spoke it, you said that what I'm saying is not serious. But here we are discussing spirituality. Here we are.
It seems you have a problem with your network because we can't hear you any longer. I don't know what happened. It must be from his network. All right. Mr. Wimbu, and let us bring you in maybe before he gets his network connected. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, Mr. Wimbu, can you hear me?
Sorry, can you hear me now?
All right, let's continue from you. I was calling upon Mr. Wimbu since your network was disconnecting.
Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay.
So, Mr. Wimpu, let us finish up with him. So I thought he is gone before. That was why I called you. So, Mr. Bondo, go on.
All right. So as I was saying, so I was building from the place of spirituality, So Sharia is a spiritual situation. Sharia is a spiritual situation. We are looking, I don't know how many people are looking at this from a political standpoint. But if we want to be serious to discuss this situation as a Nigerian people and as an African people, we want to start the journey of a spiritual definition of who we are as a people, because we're discussing Sharia here. Sharia comes from Islam, and Islam is a spiritual sector. So, what I have to say about this is the Nigerian people and the African people have to start their journey to going to that spiritual chamber that everybody is running away from. We're talking about the genocide of Christians, but the Africans are not Christians. So, if Donald Trump
No,
wants,
we are not. We like in this video we are talking about Sharia law.
okay,
Like
because
the imposition of Sharia, both non-Christians, both African traditional believers, this thing is affecting them. So how do we get away? Because if we call Nigeria, for example, if we call Nigeria a secular state, we ought to maintain only Nigerian constitution, for example. Then what is the essence of Sharia? Inside the same constitution, where does it happen? So that is the point we are talking about.
yes, because for us to discuss Sharia, we must discuss Christianity, because Islam is bettered from Christian thoughts. In fact, when you study the Quran, the Prophet will say that he is inspired by the Christian God. So we cannot separate Islam from Christianity. That's not possible. So for us to discuss
Okay, all right.
Sure.
All right. What do you have to say about the situation of the Sharia law now? That is what I want you to talk about.
Sure. For me, the situation of the Sharia law is a reflection of the African elite that is not ready to ask the spiritual question of who is the God of the African soil. Because if we are not fighting in the name of God, who are we fighting in the name of?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really what I have to say. I want to see Africans take this into the spiritual chamber.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
So what you mean is that Africans should forget about Sharia, forget about Christianity. They should just focus on their Africa tradition, right?
Not African tradition. We need to ask the question, you see, because we've already been moved from African tradition. There's no more African tradition. Christianity came and conquered the land. So we were branded Christians. So we lost what it means to go for, what it means to call on spirits. So we don't know that again. So we are dealing in a foreign place when it comes to spirituality. So we need to begin that journey, because at the end of the day, the gods own the land. So when we are acting from a place, neglecting what it means to be an original god in a land, then everything we're doing is just smoky, because we're trying to fight Sharia with our power, with our mind. But Sharia is an ancient cult that is bettered to concretize the journey of the Christendom. So we cannot discuss Sharia if we're not willing to dismantle Christianity. We have to say we are not Christians. So if we're not willing to say we're not Christians, then the Islamic jihadists will keep playing this game with us.
All right, Mr. Obondo. I understand your opinion. You know, you were trying to explain it the other day. That was the last time we had live broadcast here. So
sure.
I think you have thrown more information about your own idea. And if possible, one day, maybe after this next talk, maybe you can come and talk about this, because what you are talking is voluminous. I don't think it's what we can just contain in 5 minutes, 2 minutes here. You understand? Maybe I will give you time. We schedule an interview, maybe for 1 hour. You come and explain your ideology, because here is a public opinion platform where everybody can come and talk about the issue. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your opinion.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I think Mr. Wimbu, we're up to you, but there is this our brother that is writing me that he is at work, that he would like to just speak now. So I don't really know. Pastor, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for joining us. If you don't mind, you can just give us your own opinion about this issue of Sharia before we come to Mr. Awimbu.
Allow Awimbu to go. I still have 25 minutes, so I also want to enjoy his contribution. Then I was trying to get your attention. That's my senior
Mr.
brother.
Awimbu, thanks for joining us.
My senior brother, so let him go first.
You can unmute yourself, Mr. Wimbu.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Master Marcel. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Pastor Van Van Van, I salute you. It's been a while.
I greet you, sir. I miss you. I want to enjoy your contribution. So I know you are a man of the deep things. So give it to us. Let me enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Namoche. Master Marcel, someone came in here and began to talk to you about Christianity. You cannot talk about Sharia, Islam, without talking about Christianity. Which come first? Which come first? Which come first? Why will you not tell me the last born? The last born will now determine what the first child, the first son of the father will do. When did Islam come? These are some of the things we need to ask these people, because we should not allow them to come in here and begin to speak in a manner that I don't understand. It makes me look, the way these guys spoke here, it makes me look stupid, as if I do not know what I know about Islam. Look, and you tell him to explain to us the people, Quran, Islam called the people of the book. The people of the book. You could have also asked him to explain to us who are the infidels that must be killed as instructed by that their Quran. You could have also asked him to explain to us in a very clear form the interpretation of Quran chapter 9 verse 29, where the Quran gave them instruction to kill and to push the infidels, unbelievers, into the fire, just like they did to Deborah.
Exactly. Just a minute, Wimbu. This is what you are talking about.
In the Quran, chapter number 9, verse number 29, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders the Muslims to kill the Christians, Jews, and if they do not surrender, then they have to pay jizya. Jizya is basically protection money. In the Quran, chapter number 9, verse number 29, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay. Mr. Wimbu.
You see?
Yeah, we are with you.
There is another quotation. Yeah. Okay, there's another quotation again. I think Quran chapter 48, verse 29 as well, where he mentioned that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and those with him should be compassionate with one another and brutal on the unbelievers. Who are the unbelievers? Marcel, it is you, me, Pastor Van Van Van, and any other person that does not believe on the tenets of Islam. That is the people that stand to be killed. In fact, for those of them where you have Islam as a dominant religion, as a dominant religion, you do not have issues there. I've been to Saudi Arabia several occasions. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Oman, on duties, military duties while we were staying there. We've been to so many of these places. These people will not have problem with you because they are the dominant force. The reason why you have problem in Nigeria today is because Islam is trying to be a dominant force. Islam wants to take over Christianity. Islam wants to subdue every other practice of all other faiths in Nigeria. That is what Islam wants to do. Where they are dominant, they want to exercise their powers, and they can go to all the lengths to killing people in order to, advance or introduce the tenets. When did Sharia came to Nigeria? Why didn't it come the time when the soldiers were there, when we were still there? Why did it come around 1999 when they discovered that the transfer of leadership has been given to the civilians? 1999 on Obasanjo's time. 1999, check it, my brother. 1999, 2000 January, Ahmed Sani Yerima, former governor of Zamfara State, was the one that introduced Sharia in the northern states of Nigeria that saw over 7,000 people killed from January to 2004. January 2000 to 2004. From January 2000 to 2004, over 7,000 people were reported to have been killed simply because of the introduction of Sharia. I was in the heat of Sharia disturbances in Kaduna. That was where it started. You see, why will you now practice Sharia? When they came in, they started defending it. They said, oh, it is meant to prosecute political office holders and so on and so forth. They lied. Is there any political office holder, the big man that is being under trial today, under Sharia?
No.
None.
Absolutely none.
I saw one guy, is it a Jangede or something like that? Is it from Katsina or thereabout, that stole or something like that? And his hands was, amputated, Sharially amputated from him. Will that guy also today be productive? A full-bodied man that time before his hands were cut off, simply because of the useless and barbaric religion, that able man's hands was cut off and making him now a disabled man in an economy that you are not contributing anything. This is the reason why I laugh. I laugh when, Southwest, South, and Southeast are fighting themselves. Do you want to tell me that if the deposit of gas and the gold, yes, other minerals and the crude oil, liquefied natural gas and so on and so forth, were found in the domain of the northern Nigeria, do you think you will have right to say what Nigeria today? Our people are so docile,
absolutely no.
very, very docile that they will throw anything at you, and you will be so cowardly to swallow whatever these people are giving to you. You cannot exercise your own right. Why is Nigeria? Look, let me tell you, the very first time Nigeria is supposed to act, especially South, and Southeast, and Southwest, that still have a considerable number of Christians there, is this. 1970 something, under Gowon, Nigeria was given what they call observatory role in Organization of Islamic Congress. I think in 1985, before we joined the military then, Babangida officially, announced Nigeria as a member of the organization. On paper, you are. On paper, in your constitution, you are a secular state. My brother, why will you have two conflicting laws that have their own people? When you go to North, they told you that it is not going to affect Christians. This is why I have problem with Ruben Abati. Ruben Abati is such a clueless man, someone with vacuous brain that does not even know what his constitution says. Your constitution says that you have right to practice your religion. But in 12 northern states today, they are practicing Sharia. Even police has nothing to do when the Hizbah police, according to the Sharia tenets, are upholding laws. Is this enforcement of law and order in these places? They can't. They dare not. They dare not go. These are some of the things that are happening over there. Your door, it won't affect you, but an Igbo man shop was tried and locked up in Abuja with the instruction of a Sharia. Didn't you see that? You have Christian shops. You have Christian shops in this Sharia practice states in the north, locking up bars, locking up hotels, accusing them of immorality, as if we didn't live in the north. We do not know what they do. What is Dandaudu? What is Dandaudu in Hausa language? What is Dandaudu? What does
it mean? I don't know.
Dandaudu is Nde Naranike.
Okay. Gay.
Huh?
Gay.
Yes. Dandaudu. That is the common name they call them over there. Do you know when I started hearing this Dandaudu? In the 90s, early 80s, it's been there. What is Kwaya? Kwaya is people that are sniffing all manner of chemicals. Even tire solution gums that they use, they sniff it. These are the people that are teaching you morals, that you cannot open a hotel, you cannot open a... What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of Nigeria is that? Look, I will not blame them. I will blame the entire southern Nigeria, including you, Namoche, Mazen Marcelo Kocha. I will blame all of you from that old southern Nigeria for allowing, for containing, trying to massage the excesses of these people. You have emboldened them in such a way that they can do anything to you and nothing happens. And they have managed to attain the levels of power, occupy some of the decision-making positions in your country, control them with money, have foreign influences that are supplying them hundreds of millions of billions of dollars. Go and check how much Ahmed Sani Yerima, former governor of Zamfara State, got from the OIC and some of these Islamic countries that supported the cause of introducing Sharia in Nigeria 1997, 98, 99. Till it happened in 2000. Go and investigate and find out what happened to him. Nothing happened to him. The man is the same man that is coming out on public TV to tell you that everybody must organize, that his aspiration, his ambition is to make sure that Sharia rules Nigeria.
It's so unfortunate.
What is the result of making Sharia rule Nigeria? Is by declaring jihad. In Islam, there is what they call jihad, higher jihad and the lesser jihad. The higher jihad is you and your God, your Allah, how to make yourself good, how to, do the tenets of, God principle, Allah principle according to them, to become a good person, a useful person. But the lesser jihad is the violent jihad that is meted out on anybody that do not believe on the tenets of Islam. That is the lesser jihad. And that is the one they are bringing in order to introduce this Sharia that you are going to stand against. They will introduce jihad. Do you know the reason why they allow them to carry automatic assault rifles freely everywhere around Nigeria? Have you seen what they did in Rivers State? I think they said, did you see what they did in the Enugu Expressway? Did you see them? Did you see what these people are doing right across the whole place? Did you see? In fact, thank God that Cross River has banned the movement of cattle from, Enugu across Cross River
They still
to
kidnap
Cameroon.
school children in Cross River State. That was last week.
Exactly. These are some of the things. They have been emboldened by your own lackadaisical attitude. I will put it. If I say what I say here, insult me, I don't care. I don't care. The reason why I am speaking the way I'm speaking is because of my family, part of my family that I have in Abia State. I speak because I speak passionately about it. Look, my brother, these people will not agree to remove Sharia. They will not. They will not agree to remove Sharia. It's part of them. And one thing, I see Nigeria going in the ways of, former Yugoslavian Republic. 1990, 1991, 92, I was there as well, serving under United Nations Peace Protecting Force, what the Yugoslavian people call UNPROFOR. When they collapsed, during the collapse of communist system in the eastern part of Europe, Bosnian Serbs, predominantly Muslims, started ethnic cleansing. And the Croatia you see today were predominantly Catholics. Slovenia, North Macedonia, there are about 7 of them that are now independent nations from the former Yugoslavian Republic. That attempt made sure that the predominantly Serbians, Muslims, who will not take over the old, Yugoslavia. And today you have Croatia, you have the rest of them living in peace. That is exactly what is going to happen in Nigeria. And no matter how they do it, these people are not going to go back, in their plan to establish Sharia right across Nigeria. But my question to you people now, those in the comment section, those that have come here to speak, is what is your plan in the defense of your father's ancestral land? I believe in the separation. That religion that is, you will preach to me. And if I don't agree, you will kill me or force me to pay what they call Islamic jizya. Jizya is a tax you pay. It's a freedom tax you pay while living in a Muslim-dominated area. They call it jizya. That's what you pay. People in Turkey today, former Corinthians, are paying jizya. They are paying jizya for just for them to answer their, for them to be Christians. You pay that tax. It's a compulsory tax you pay if you want to practice your religion in your own place in an Islamic dominated, Islamic dominated area. Is that what you want to happen in the southeast and south and southwest? They are coming. Softly they are coming. I will round up here now. They are softly coming into your places, showing you the other part of it. But when they settle down, when the dust is settled, you will know what these people have in stock for you. If they cannot, find a way to stop all these things from happening, Mazi, I will tell you, allow Biafrans to go. Allow Oduduwas to go. Allow anybody that doesn't want to stay in that contraption called Nigeria, trying to adhere to Islamic tenets, to leave. That is the best thing to do. You cannot tell me simply because you are one people and you want to use your religion to intimidate me and kill me. I saw Boris Yeltsin coming. Is it Boris? Yeah, Boris. Well, is it Boris from England? Yeah. Coming to Imo State to tell them that he feel free. Let him bring his family to come and stay in Imo State. Let him bring his family, his grandchildren to come and live
He doesn't need to stay in Imo State. Let him go and stay in Nasarawa and Adamawa.
Whereas your own government through the embassy, through the High Commission office in Nigeria, is issuing issuing what we call security alert to their own people, telling them where to go and where not to go. This man will come. The same British people will come and begin to talk rubbish to our people. Has this man been saying what is going on in Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, Adamawa? Has this man spoken the time when they sentenced this guy that defended himself to the death of his attacker? Have they seen it? You will come in here and begin to talk rubbish, and our people, I see him, our people clapping for that moron. Master, thank you so much. I yield here.
All right, thank you so much. For those of you who don't know Mr. Wimbu, what makes me to respect him up to today is that after serving Nigerian army for good 18 years as a Nigerian soldier, so when the Southern Kaduna crisis started and they were giving order to go and, kill Christians and all those things, unlawful order, like what you see today. So he refused to do that. So because of that, he quit and resigned as a Nigerian army officer. That is what integrity is all about. So thank you so much. I really appreciate Mr. Awimbu. All right. Without wasting much of our time, let us bring in a pastor. Pastor, I know that you are at work, so you can, any minutes you have with us, let us talk about the issue of Sharia. So there is a debate that is ongoing that they are not involving the masses. The United States wants Sharia to be abolished in Nigeria and blasphemy law as well. But I personally, Coach Happy Master, I know that the North will not agree. And that is where the problem is. And the US is giving a condition for them to work with the Nigerian government. For them to work with the Nigerian government, they have to abolish Sharia law, abolish blasphemy law, release on the Jackson and all those things before their military can collaborate. If not, then they should allow their military to do what they want to do. So what do you have to say about this issue of Sharia?
Leo, thank you very much, my brother. I want to appreciate you. As he fondly says, that is Maxwell. We call him a Wimby. He's our brother. Max, I want you to know that your people are asking on the platform because this program is also going live on my channel. They're asking, how are you and where have you been? So just know how to respond to that. And they said you are, awesome, and they're happy to hear from you. Thank you so much. And there's something I want to key in from where Max just finished from. He said he knows Nigeria will not agree. And then, just like you rightly said now, you know also that they will not agree. And that's the point where this particular marriage must end because there's no way we can go on. This is actually the key or the focal point whereby everybody must know that we don't belong to each other. Nigeria can practice their Sharia law as their own country, as a separate country, but as a country with other tribes and other national interests, other people involved, or a country that you have Christianity also. No, you're not going to force Sharia on them. And now let me tell you, they will want to play their propaganda around this. Tinubu, he's a Maradona, and he will get all his, charlatans and all his propagandists to do all their lies. But the truth is that at this point in time, there is no game they will play to deceive the world or deceive Donald Trump, whose eyes are everywhere, around what is happening in Nigeria.
Do you actually think that Tinubu wants it?
Tinubu is a Muslim.
Yes, but do you think he actually wants it?
Didn't you hear how I wish you can play that first interview again with Yerima? Yerima said that is the interest of every Muslim, except if you are not a Muslim. Can you play it again? Because on that point, you have to put that foundation there. He except if Tinubu is a fake Muslim. Please just play that one again. Because Yerima said it.
Okay.
Well, you see, people don't know what Sharia is all about. First of all, Sharia is the principles and practice of Islam. You can't separate Sharia from Islam. They are one and one. So any Muslim who tells you that he doesn't want to live his life according to Sharia, then he's not a Muslim.
Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim in this country.
So, as a leader, governor, chairman, president, you are expected to run your affairs with the dictates of Sharia. So, as a leader, governor, chairman, president, you are expected to run your affairs with the dictates of Sharia.
Item 62 says National Assembly shall not make any law that affects Islamic law.
Did you just see that? So if Tinubu is not going to agree, what is indirectly telling them is that I am no longer a Muslim. So for Tinubu not to agree, he will first of all recant from being a Muslim. So we have no problem. If Tinubu will agree, it means he has recanted as a Muslim. So what it means is that he will not declare that he's not a Christian, because if not, what you need to expect is that there will be more catastrophe. So if Tinubu does not agree, it means that America should do the needful, which is what our brother Awimbu just said now. He has to go the way of the former Yugoslavia. Simple and short. And that is where it should happen without blood, without any destruction or whatever. Nobody is saying you should not do your Sharia. But as an Islamic state, you can do it. But as a secular state, it is not possible. So do you now see where Mazen Namdekano's point will come out? Because Mazen Namdekano was telling us that Biafra will come as a miracle. This is just the point. All these Google they are doing, they can't do anything to destroy what God have already put in place. Do you know that in the Caliphate, which is the Sokoto happens to be where Nigeria ruling, the ruling clan comes from. And Sokoto is the center of the Sharia. They believe in Sharia wholeheartedly. Do you know that in the last time the Sultan of Sokoto came when this former chief of army staff, what is that his name? When the chief of army staff was doing a program where he spoke, the Sultan of Sokoto, he said that what do you call it? Jihad. He said jihad is not a bad thing. He said jihad is not a bad thing. That is not what we think. That jihad, it doesn't say you should go and kill. But you know that is a very wrong narrative. That's a Kakia narrative of jihad. I don't know if you have that video. You need to always play that video, because I promised my people I will always play it to show the whole world that this man is the one in charge of all this evil going on. And there also in that meeting, he told them that Boko Haram is not actually Boko Haram. That's not what they call themselves. He actually is trying to soften whatever mindset you have against Islam or against Boko Haram or against this evil. So tell me, how can Nigeria go forward and be a Nigeria or be together the way they are trying to make it be? So we have come to the crossroads. We have come to the crossroads, and this is actually where we want to be. And if they do not agree, it is the best for us. If they agree, it is still a win-win for us, because at the end of the day, Nigeria will still crash. Nigeria is already set on a self-destruct. It is at a point whereby there is no going back for the division of Nigeria. There's no going back. Pastor Ladi that was speaking on Adeola's platform, a very good man, a fantastic man. But there are some things he doesn't understand. When he thinks that Nigeria, there is a way you will do it, people, we have to decide, and then he thinks that there is a soft way you attend to these Islamic people. He doesn't understand. The thing we have in Nigeria called the dangerous diversity. This dangerous diversity, it can never be changed. Nigeria can never come to a point whereby an Igbo man will do something and everybody will accept it. Yoruba will accept it. Hausa will accept it. Nigeria can never come to a point whereby a Yoruba man will do something, Igbo will accept it, and Hausa will accept it. Igbo man will always say he's a Yoruba man. I will someone will always say he's a Yamini person. So that is why that dangerous diversity must, be attended to. Everybody must go and have their own nation where they understand themselves, they understand their law, they understand their tradition. Hausa will be on their own, they understand their tradition, they will run it. If they want Sharia, they run it as Sharia. If Yoruba in their own nation want to have Sharia in their own nation, they will choose it in their parliament, they will decide it. The whole people will vote in their referendum and choose it in our own side of the divide. Even if somebody comes to Biafra land and say, in Biafra we will have a Sharia, they will put it to referendum. Nobody will fight you and shoot you because you are coming to Biafra to say you want Sharia. They say, okay, you say you want Sharia, let's put it to referendum. By the time it goes to referendum and it is 95% to 5, it will be thrown outside the window. So that is how a very civilized nation should run. And I am happy we are coming to that point. So Nigeria, it is a goodbye, good night for Nigeria. Believe you me.
All right. Thank you so much. I know that you have 5 minutes left to your work.
Exactly,
so let us give you time to, to prepare for your work. Thank you so much for sharing what you think about this, because actually, if people can reason very well, I think this is an opportunity for both the Muslims, the Christians, anybody, both the African tradition and religion. This is time for us to come together and say, this thing is not working for us. This Sharia law, they are using it to kill non-Muslims. They are using it to affect non-Muslims. So if you actually want Sharia, I don't have problem with Sharia. If I come to your country, I can actually obey your law because I'm in your country, but not in a secular state. And you are using the Sharia to kill Christians. It has no place. So thank you so much.
Do you know that in people that Christians go to Iran, Christians go to Saudi Arabia, Christians go to Qatar, and once they get there, the last World Cup that was done in Qatar, every Christian that went there, they abided by their law because that was the law there. So if Nigeria must, have peace and this bloodshed will end, the boundaries must be set so that in Sokoto Caliphate or Sokoto and the Arawa country, once there's Sharia law there, if I am traveling there, I will know that as a man, I have to be sure that I'm not going to drink beer there. I'm not going to womanize there on the street. And as a woman, you must know that if you are going there, you cover your head as a scarf because you cannot go to their country and spoil their country for them. But wherever you want to force all of us to do that thing that you are doing by force, I didn't even know that actually in places like Turkey, that Christians are paying, what did are we being called it? Are we being called it something that they say they are paying tax for being a Christian in Turkey? That's terrible. That means it is allowed in Nigeria. So a Christian in Imo State, a Christian in Anambra will be paying tax for being a Christian in Nigeria. My brother, thank you very much for this program, and I want to say God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Mr. CNI, you can unmute yourself from there. Mr. CNI. Okay, we can't hear you. Let us go to Mr. Kel. Mr. Kel, you can.
Okay. Good morning, my brother. I'm actually on my way to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I hope you are safe. I hope you are safe driving while talking.
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine.
That is the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm very fine. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
All right.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to appreciate you for bringing me here. I watch your videos and I must say you're doing a very good job, right? Secondly, I would want to add to what my brother said. The two guys that spoke before me. And then also reply to the other guy, the other guy that was kind of speaking for Sharia. You see, it's very unfortunate that people come here and then say a lot of things that don't make sense. You cannot tell me that
Con il piano di accumulo di BG Saxo scegli l'importo e investi automaticamente ogni mese senza costi.
Based on the fact that say Christianity is some kind of, they are seeing Christians as maybe weak people, like it is, I wouldn't say it's unfair, because these people,
We are with you.
Hello?
Yeah, we're with you. Is there any
Okay.
problem?
Yeah, sorry, I was having some audio. So my take on this thing is Nigeria is a secular state, right? And we have a lot of religion. Nigeria is very diverse in religion, in culture. You know what I mean? So if you want to practice Sharia in Nigeria, I believe the only like we are kind of overthinking this thing, right? Just the only thing is just divide that country and let people go their way. You understand? You cannot tell me you're coming to impose your religion on me, knowing fully well that.
Is it only Igbos? What about others?
That's what I'm saying. Just divide the country, because obviously I am not in support of the Sharia thing. You understand? And you cannot, because you've seen that I'm not in support of what you're doing, and you're trying to, force me to, support what you're doing, or force me to believe in what I do not want to believe in. You know what I mean? This thing is very simple. There is no point, saying too many things about this thing. You understand?
Yeah.
Just my take is divide our country, let people go and live their lives. You understand? I have my life to live. You also have your life to live as whatever thing you feel you are. You understand? And talking about what America is saying, regarding the support they want to give to Nigeria. To be honest, right? I don't support what America is saying by saying that these people should abolish Sharia and blasphemy law, because obviously they will not. You understand? Sharia did not start today. Sharia has started long time ago. So, and you want them now to abolish something that they have planned, that have started long time ago. Obviously, these people will not do it. You understand? So my take is, America, just go and do your thing. Do not listen to these guys, because these guys are not ready to, as in, you cannot bend these people. It is very, very obvious that you cannot bend them, because we have condoned this the excesses. We have tried as people on the Christian side. We have tried, for God's sake. You know what I mean? We have tried. We have condoned the excesses, for God's sake. The thing is, my only take is, please let whoever that has the power to come and divide the country and let me have my peace. Because you cannot tell me that, I will come back from work and then maybe I want to hang out with my friends, go have a drink, or, have some, and you come to tell me that I cannot because of what you believe in. That is bullshit, brother. That is it is not acceptable, for God's sake. Nigeria is a secular, it's a very secular state. Very diverse in culture, in religion. Someone was telling me the other day that that Nigeria needs what happened in Madagascar, and the additional country should happen in Nigeria. I told the guy, look, it is not possible. Let me just put it that way. If Madagascar achieved that, or the other country, Nepal, achieved those, in Nigeria it is not possible, and I have my reasons. Because one, we have religion as a problem. Some people believe in something, and some other people believe in another thing. So there will be conflict. It is not possible, for God's sake. Another one is tribe. An Igbo man is saying something, and Hausa man is saying a totally different thing. A Yoruba man is saying a totally different thing. Like this thing
All
is not
right.
working. Like we have seen, we have tried, we have seen that these things are not working. So why are we still together? You know, there is no point being with these people. This is all I have to say. There is no point being with these people. We have tried, you know, to condone them, but unfortunately it's not working. So the best thing is let people go their way, let people live their lives, divide the country, let people, live their lives.
It's all right, Mr. Kerr.
I am so pissed off that somebody will come here and tell me that uh, Christian Christianity was brought out from Sharia or what nonsense. I am so pissed off right now with what that guy said.
It's okay. All right. Thank you for sharing what you are thinking about this with us.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay. Have a safe journey to work, okay?
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
All right. Before we go to Prof. Daddy this CNI, I don't know whom he is. He has been here before, Mr. Kel, but I don't know whether he has been disconnected. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? All right. Prof. Daddy, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We can't hear you, Prof.
You hear me? Okay, yeah, good day. Once again, thanks for letting me into your show. And I also say thanks to all those that have spoken. I cherish everything almost apart from people that have spoken. You see, this thing is very clear. I have looked at this issue of Sharia. You see, there's one thing these Muslims do. They're very subtle. They're pretending as they don't know what they're doing. But they're making, I call it, adverse advancement every day. I have met some Muslims and told them, what is the meaning of the word Islam? They claim it doesn't mean dominance. That word Islam means dominance. It's only few that accept that. But that is the meaning of that word. And how these guys go on in their conquest is by dominance, nothing else. Nothing else. And it pains me that many people don't see it as that. You see, the issue of the Sharia and the Constitution, most Nigerian Constitution, a lot of the percentage of the Nigerian Constitution has a lot of Islamic terms. The pity that Nigeria, a member of the International of Islamic countries, but to me, I keep saying, I feel little saving grace we have that Nigeria and the Constitution a secular state. Okay, as a secular state, it should be upheld as a secular state. Now we have folks in the country that want to make this country an Islamic state. I don't see why people are taking that direction. Now, US is Sharia law should be removed. My brother, the truth is as clear as what the last said. These guys won't agree. This is something they have been planning for, and they're moving that. Now, when this happens, what is the alternative? It is very clear we Nigerians just realize we are not one. We have to go on straight ways because this is where this whole thing is tilting towards. A problem I have with many Nigerians, they feel we are one. They feel we can be compatible. No, it is not so. These are different set of people. Why was the end? I don't know. I keep telling people, if you serve in Nigeria, and you didn't serve in the, to me, you did not serve because I served in Taraba State. Wasn't but not that much more to me. But serving there gave me an idea of what these Islamic folks are. They are different. There are people that want. There are people that they are there. You think they're not making advancements? I keep telling people, even in this US I have seen where these people are. They are making advancement everywhere. I went to Canada last week. I drove there. I was very surprised. These guys are everywhere. And this is how they're making advancement. Nigerians can't sit in the seat of power. They're there everywhere. And what this guy, that guy, that guy that has his family in Nigeria, he says something which people have failed to realize. When a country is Islamic and you as a Christian, there's a type of tax or payment you're going to be paying as somebody that's not of that Islamic status to them. Nigerians are looking at this it no matter. My brother, this thing matter. So the simple thing there is, I keep saying it, US is okay, remove the Sharia, remove the blasphemy law. I don't see this guy in it. There's going to be and my prayer is this, I wish that insist should go on, because if they don't want to remove it, we should go our separate ways. We should just go our separate ways. Not just ask themselves a question. All the mineral resources, does Nigeria benefit from it? These guys get these minerals, sell it, and equip their own Islamic agenda. It's as simple as that. It's just as simple as Nigerians should look at history. Was once a Christian, what happened? Is now an Islamic. Gambia in Africa was once an Islamic nation. What happened? It's the same Islamic guys, and it's on this show I learned that Turkey. What changed Turkey? It was just Islamic refugees. You see what they're saying. We all see what's going on. These guys are very bad, and people should be also aware, even that if there's a separation, these guys are not ready to let their conquest, their agenda low. They're not. They're just not ready for that.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Dadio.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your opinion.
I wish you the best. God bless you. And my prayer is that we make the headway. We can't be in a nation where these folks who are going on, killing people, they don't arrest people, and they can't know we just arrested. No, it's evil. I call it. It's just built by what I call an entourage of evil entities. That is what Nigeria is built by. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, Obi-Wan, let us make it hastily. Thanks for joining us so that we can be able to finish it before time. Are you there? All right. If Mr. Obi is not there, let us welcome Okemad. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good afternoon, my brother. Please confirm, am I coming out clear?
Yeah, we can hear you so loud.
Okay, thank you, and good day, everyone. Sorry, please permit my not being on camera. I'm almost half asleep, so but maybe next time I will show up my face. But today I'm almost just lying in bed. Thank you.
All right, no problem about that.
Yes, thank you. So let me just delve straight on to the point, and thank you for your good work, Maze and Mate. You are, in fact, doing a great job trying to inform people, not being anyhow sentimental or biased in your analysis. That is great. That is exactly what journalism should be, because the moment you start to mis or disinform the masses, you are in a way being a part of the problem, just like what we normally see in other mainstream media. But you are doing great. Thank you.
All right, thank
on
you.
On the issue at hand, please, I want to chip in a few words here. We are all talking about Nigeria being Islamized. That shouldn't be the question any longer. The issue is already clear. Nigeria is already Islamized. What these people are just looking out for is the certification. It's just to be bold and say, yes, we have done that. So I think a speaker hinted on it earlier on that everybody, everyone there have aided and abetted this this mission by the Fulanis by allowing them to Islamize that country, Islamize everybody. And the point now is, once you don't or disagree to align, you will pay the consequences. You pay the price either with your blood or debt, high levy. That is exactly what is playing out today. There is no good about it. We are not hiding any longer from this fact. It is done. Why is it achieved? It's because of our domicile attitude towards this. Because of our being biased, because of our mediocrity in agreeing, seeing the fact and not being bold to counter it or to agree or aligning with it. That is the greatest of our undoing. And that is what these people have capitalized on to get to this point. Or Islamization have long been achieved. And there is no going back, like the earlier speaker said, they are never gonna give it up. And why?
Why? What do you think?
But what is playing out today? They have systematically encroached.
You think there is no possibility of them giving it, like dropping it?
No, it's not going to happen. And they can. If you have there's an adage that nobody spits out sugar from his mouth. If you put sugar, that's in his mouth. They know that they have grabbed it, so they cannot let it go that way or easily. And how will it be restored? Only by people coming out boldly to say enough is enough. And are we ready for that? From all indications, the majority of the people there are not yet ready.
Yeah.
Now, this is what happened. And this is why we all are at this point. The Fulanis or the Muslims, they have known, they've played on our mindsets, on everyone's mindset. Everybody's afraid to speak out the truth, to say no to the things that eat us. Everybody wants to live because of what? We all want to be decent and good moral individuals. Pretending that all is well when everything is not well. And more so, like I hinted before, there is nothing as bad as when you said white, you try to bend it to suit to your own narratives, to make it look black because you don't like the other person holding it the other at the end of other cotton. We don't see the truth and stay put to it. We try to twist it to favor us. That is our undoing. And that is why that place is fast gone.
It's all right.
Yes, I know I should be cautious of time, but please, I have a few points to make here.
Okay.
Yes, like the issue of this Islamization. What I wanted to say that just imagine, just see how tactfully, just see how technically these people have tried to encroach the greater portion of the land mass of that country. Or even the middle belt, all of the middle belts are now seen as not. The way they are gradually encroaching, advancing southwards, we tell you that they have a secret agenda. Because what that is simplifying is that all these marked areas where they now tell you is not, controls the majority, the larger land mass, and of course, they will tell you that the population is more than the rest. So anything, virtually everything that you want to contest now, they will tell you, go to the National Assembly, go to the Senate, meet your lawmakers, this, present that. Why in the other way, they know that anything that is not pro-Islam or what they want is dead on arrival. Presented there, they will vote nay. And they will tell you it is a political dimension, that it has been debated there and does not see the light of the day. And that ends it. There's nothing they can do. That is what they have manipulated this system for. There is nothing anti-Islam or anti this religion that will ever succeed as long as that these two houses are concerned. There is nothing that is against their whim that will ever succeed when presented in the Senate or in House. That is the fact, and that is the game that they have purportedly achieved. Because anything that happens now, they will tell you, you have reps, you have representatives, bring your case to the House for debate. When you and I know that no bill, no motion that is ever against their whim that will ever succeed up to the second reading, because they have the majority. Now, every I don't know how many they are now, how many states they have turned to as northern region, and the whole of Middle Belt are now north. Even Enugu, the way their map is now encroaching southward. Even Enugu, Benue, Kogi, every other are now part of north. Does it make sense to you and me? Don't that show us that these people have an ulterior motive? Encroachment is long, and I don't know. Please, I may be furious in my. I'll try to let's say mellow down, but I am mad.
All right, we'll fast about that. We just have 5 minutes left for the program.
Yes.
For the whole program, but not for you.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you. So, like I said, the question of Islam or Islamization is a long overdone, and we are still being myopic. Calling on Trump to come and help us. How can Trump help us when we don't even help ourselves? When we are not ready to help ourselves? There is nothing an outsider. There is nothing somebody from that is not part of that system can do to help us. We should take the ball on our hand. We should take it up ourselves and help ourselves. But the people are not yet ready.
It's all right. Thank you for...
Yeah, it is a big problem because somebody, once you are a maker, you cannot organize a protest in Kano. If you are Disu, you cannot organize the protest in Enugu or Aba. If you are Sanisu, you cannot organize the protest, peaceful protest in any other part of the country. That is the problem, and that is the game the politicians are using to clamor first in this their deadly aim. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, but I want to just add, Islamization is already forgone. We have to free ourselves from it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for speaking with us. Please, everyone, in case of another time, if you come, you want to join us live, I always put the link on the comment section. So anytime you come that you want to join us live, you can just come on the comment section there, and from there you join us live. This program was scheduled for just 2 hours, and we're already at the peak of it. So let us, just for 2 minutes, allow Mr. Wimbu, you can unmute yourself to.
Yeah, I've been trying to come in, but my network is, booting me out. Master, thank you for this opportunity. I'm Chukwu Kikiagam, Euradi Yankopong, as we call it here in our Chi language here in Ghana. Ubangiji Allah, as the indigenous Hausa people call it. Be with you in everything that you do. And I would like to use this opportunity to tell my people, my Nemoches and my Namoches, whether you are from the riverine areas, the south, the Okopedi area, down to Atabong, where I stood and fought to defend the lives and property of those people over there, those I call my mother's cousins, against the Cameroon invaders. I would like to tell you people today, the mistake Nigeria made was to allow Sharia to land its feet in Nigeria. In 2000, it landed. The ego landed, and since that time, the ego is now spreading all over the places today. If you go to Kwara State or your state today, there are mission schools here that have gone to court, and court has ordered them to assimilate the dress code of the Muslim girls. In Kwara State or Elore, Mr. Matson, I think you've heard about it, right?
Yeah,
they even went as far as locking the mission school that was not built by them. They locked it up.
It's so unfortunate.
That is what you see. They tried the same. Let me give you this. For those that are in the comment section, if I say here, please verify. These people came to test the pulse of Ghana and the Ghana government, and they felt the proactiveness of the Ghanaian government as at that time. Armed Fulani terrorists ran away. They started buying, raping, grazing on our people's farms in a place they call Agogo in Ashanti region. They ran away. Till today, they've not come again because my government was very, very proactive. The government of Nigeria is not even reactive or whatever. They are always like to come back after the deed, the atrocious deed has been committed against the indigenous people, to say, live in peace. How are you going to live in peace with your enemy that has a very strong ideology that doesn't want you to live or at all on the surface of this earth?
It's very difficult.
He doesn't want to tolerate you at all. He doesn't. How will you live with such a person? I am here to encourage you. Keep away all these divisions. Keep away all these divide and rule influences that they have, embedded in your brains and in your heart. Do away with hatred. Do away with hatred with your neighbors, the Jaws, the Anang people, the Efik people, the Urobo people, all of you Igbo people, Jaws. Take away Ogonis. Take away this hate that you have with your people. Look what is going to happen if not for Trump. That utterances, Trump, that tweet, all this things will not be happening. All this thing will not be happening. All these things that you are seeing now will not be, they will still be having a way to embellish and massage this evil that is going on our people. I ask you here today, and I plead with all of you, please come together as one, because whatever that affects the nose will definitely affect the eyes. I thank you, Marcel. for having me. May God bless you.
All right.
Bless your listeners.
Thank you so much. For every listeners, please, tomorrow we'll still be having a live section. If you come, you can join us through the link on the comment section as usual. For today, we just scheduled it for 2 hours and we have already passed 2 hours. Please do bear with me. See you tomorrow.
Vamos